prefer not to tell what the song is about,
Right.
because I want to know, like you mentioned, like, you know, a fan point of view, you know, like them giving their input of like what like how it reflects on them, I guess.
Chris, first question, real simple. How are you doing, man? You know, this is always hectic times of a new album, but you look very, very calm right now. Like, are you calm on the inside as well, or just good at hiding it?
I'm just good at hiding it. No, I'm doing okay. We're actually in between. We're rehearsing at the moment, getting ready for some shows we got coming up here in the weekend for our album release show. So the guys are in town because obviously we don't all live in Los Angeles anymore. Some of us live in like Portland, Seattle area. Then another one of my members moved to Denver recently. I'm actually the only one in LA now. So they flew in to get rehearsals stuff going, and yeah, we've just been rehearsing for the past couple of days. And, I'm just taking a couple interviews.
So you mentioned already there's a couple of shows coming up, which is kind of cool. You guys are doing a mini release tour, if you will, a couple of release shows. Yeah. In an age where release days for bands unfortunately have become just spend a lot of time on a computer and a phone and just, you know, posting stories and liking and commenting and reacting to people and what have you. It's cool that you guys actually are able to go out and play proper release shows. That must make you feel good.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, we haven't really done anything since at least since the Suffocation tour, which was, I'm gonna say November. I can't even remember, man. But yeah, we haven't really done much. So yeah, so I'm stoked to get back on stage and all that, and you know, see some fans and interact with fans. And I'm also just really stoked to see what people think about the new record, and I'm excited for it to drop.
Yeah, is there like a sense of like it's also like it's finally here also? Like it's taken a while and you're anxious getting it out?
Yeah, man. I mean, every time we finish recording the record, it's usually a 6-month wait till the record drops.
Exactly.
We've been just waiting around for it to, for it to get released and to see what people think. But yeah, we're definitely stoked.
One of the first things about the album that I really like about it is that, we see so many albums these days with an extended building instrumental intro, to set the stage. You guys not doing that. You're going straight, for the throat, if you will, with this album. The first song kicks out, like there's no extended intro. Was that a conscious decision to do it like that this time? We've seen different approaches for you guys in the past.
Yeah, I mean, I think with every record we just try to not be repetitive. Obviously, with the last record, we had that whole intro thing and like a build up, which I love. I love that. I love records like that, but this record we were going for more of like straight to it, just the whole record and overall we just wanted it to be like straight in your face, no fucking. I mean, we do have that interlude in the middle that kind of gives it some room to breathe, but besides that it's just nonstop, fucking brutal. So that was definitely one of our intentions, to try to make everything as brutal as possible and just push ourselves as well as a band and as musicians to try and do something out of the, with every record. I feel like every time we write something, I always tend to, when we're writing, it's always very usually the riffs that are sick to me and that you make it to the record are the riffs that are very fucking hard to play and are usually damn, how am I gonna pull this off? The last record was exactly like that too, where fuck, this is gonna be tough to pull off, but with time we get it. So rehearsing, this is the first time we've rehearsed these songs as a band together. So like when we started jamming a few days ago, when these guys flew in, it was the first time playing everything together, and we were quite impressed on everything sounded. Because you know, hearing it on a record is different than, you know, hearing it live and playing it. So
for sure, for sure.
Yeah, it was definitely like I said, we were definitely just trying to make an extreme record, make it as brutal as possible.
There is like a live feel to this record as well. Like you guys have always kept those like hardcore punky and thrashy roots of death metal in your sound, where other bands have gone like full like proggy tech death and what have you. And especially on this album, I find like it really stands out when I was listening to it. So it kind of feels more like a live album. Do you feel that as well?
I don't know. I've never really, that's never really came to mind. I never really thought about it that way. But now that you mention it, yeah, I guess it kind of does have that vibe. Obviously, you know, us coming, like, our backgrounds, all that, like, we come from different backgrounds, but like
right.
somewhere they're similar, you know, it being, you know, punk and all that stuff. So I'm sure that also bleeds through when we're writing our stuff, you know. So
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, it's definitely not a live record because I don't think we would be able to go into the studio and record this so perfectly how it is. You know, this definitely right. Took a lot of a lot of practicing and getting everything down as tight as possible. But now being able to play it live, like, I mean, it's a whole different story. Once we actually, it's kind of weird to explain. Like sometimes, like, you know, putting the record on, you know, actually recording it. And then actually, once you hear it back and then playing it, I don't know what it is, but it kind of, it's just, to me, it's somehow I guess just from listening to it so much, especially when it comes to like vocals, like learning lyrics and stuff. Like the lyrics for me are the last thing that come. Like music is the most important thing. That's usually what we focus on. Finish the music first, all the records done, and then the lyrics come in the end. So a lot of the times when I'm recording these, you know, these vocal lines and lyrics, that's pretty much like I'm barely like learning this stuff as I'm recording it. So like I won't learn, like I'll learn how to sing all these like, you know, lines and stuff when I'm actually getting ready to play the shows like now. So a lot of the stuff I learned from just listening to the album so much and kind of learning all the lines. Yeah. A lot of these lyrics weren't written by me either, so that I think that's also like that also plays a big part because obviously, when I'm writing my lyrics, they tend to stick a little bit more. Yeah. Like for this stuff, Mike wrote a lot of this stuff, and you know, we had some help from Brian. And when it's like that, like I don't know what it is, but it's just it's almost like it's harder to memorize this stuff.
When you have to like adopt other people's lyrics and sing them, like it's only natural that you also, just like all the fans, will give their own interpretation to lyrics. You know, like people are going to listen to a song and project their own, you know, meaning onto them. Like, were there moments that you go like, oh yeah, man, like that you're talking to Mike and go talk about a song that turns out that both of you are on completely different themes that you're actually talking about? Like, does that happen for you?
I don't think that happened. No, I don't think that happened this time around. I know it has happened before. Maybe it was with the Entombment stuff, but not on this record. Just because for this record, we kind of like talked about the lyrical topics before the lyrics got written. So we were already on the same page of like, okay, this song's like, let's write a song about this. Obviously, you know, when he's writing some stuff, he'll put in, you know, he'll mix things around and, you know, try to make anything interesting or whatever idea we have. So, but for the most part, I think we kind of already had talked amongst each other of what we wanted for like each song, lyrical topics, and then so that I don't think that happened on this record, but it has happened. I remember that happened. I think I want to say it happened to somewhere when we were writing that. Like, I think he wrote some stuff and he sent it over to me, and I just thought it was about something completely different. And then when he explained it to me, I was like, oh. Yeah, that's not what I, you know, just kind of like how you said, like, or like, that's why I I prefer not to tell what the song is about,
right?
Because I want to know, like you mentioned, like, a fan point of view, like them giving their input of like what like how it reflects on them, I guess.
Now you mentioned in a couple of answers Brian already a couple of times, and Brian, the more recent addition to the band, new bass player. Bass for death metal is so important for a band like you guys as well. Now he's obviously not a newbie himself. He has more than his fair share of experience. But given how important the bass is to your sound, like how did that integration go? Like last tour that you did, like just focused more on older material for sure, but like getting him into that band and into the mix, like how has that gone?
It's been actually very like laid back, like like Brian fits really well with the band, and obviously him having so much experience from his past band, his projects, and like he also has experience with like recording and stuff like that. So being the fact that he's not exactly located in LA, like getting stuff sent to each other was quite simple. Like when we had ideas, we would just send him our ideas, and then he would either add on to it or just give us feedback, or even like with the interlude we did for the record, like he just did all that from home and he just sent it to us. So he's just very experienced is what I'm trying to say. So as far as having him on there, like it was a super like like it was super natural, like the way he kind of like came into the band, and the way he started giving his ideas and stuff, like it just really worked out. But yeah, it's been great having him, man. He's been super helpful with everything, with the writing, and a lot of the times, like when because me and Mike are still for the most part the main writers of the music.
Right.
And so a lot of the times when we'd get stuck, like Brian's always really good at getting us unstuck. So we would just send him like, hey, we're kind of stuck here, like we're not sure what to do, and then he'd just give us his input and like share some ideas, and that would either get us unstuck or it would just like kind of bring newer ideas to us. I was like, oh well, you could try like kind of like what he's saying, but something a little bit different. So he's just really good with that. And, yeah, man, it's been super helpful having him. So we're super stoked that he's part of it.
These first couple of shows for the album release, obviously not the only shows you're going to be playing. It's going to be a busy year for you, especially this busy summer. We've seen already a few European summer festivals announced. The Mighty Wacken and Brutal Assault are on the agenda, which is always amazing. So what should we, all the fans, watching this, what should we expect? What should we keep our eyes open for the remainder of the year?
Like as far as like our tour schedule, you said?
Yeah.
So we have a tour that should be getting announced any day now. I think it might be next week that we might be announcing it. And that's going to be a full US tour that we're going to be doing here in like May, June, I think. So that we have that planned, and we have festivals in the summer. And after that, we have a headlining run in the U.S. like during the fall. That will be probably be announcing in the next couple months. And then we have some stuff getting worked on for South America, Latin America. It's like December, like around that time. Nothing's really confirmed for that one, but it's getting worked out right now. And then we have a pretty big package that's getting worked on as well for early next year in Europe.
All right. Well, we'll keep our eyes open for that. It's gonna be busy. You're gonna have to be playing a lot, and therefore you have to go rehearse all these songs to make sure that everything is super smooth.
Yeah.
Chris, I want to thank you for taking, in between rehearsals, a few of your free minutes, and you dedicate them to doing interviews. So I very much appreciate that. Have a blast getting these songs ready. Have a blast on these release shows, and I'm super excited to see you on the road this year.
Cool, man. Thanks for having me. You have a good rest of your day, and yeah, hopefully we see each other at some point.
You are awesome for watching this video. Click right here to see more content like it and subscribe to the channel.